Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Very Best by Verneuil-Joyeux. Just putting it out there that if you haven't liked and subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you can get notifications when I go live or when I post a new video. Okay, today we have another very special guest. I will allow her to introduce herself. Yes, and the mic is yours.
Hi, I'm Sohlé Henry. What else should I say?
Just tell us a little bit about yourself and your background. Because I
So
want it to be more of a conversation type, although this time I wrote a few questions down for you because I really wanted to get stuff out on your background and your journey. Yes.
okay, so right now I'm an accountant by profession. I'm
Mhm.
also a Rotaract. I'm currently the president of the Rotaract Club South St. Lucia.
Awesome. Just to note, that was one of my key clubs that was close to my heart. Yes, Rotaract. But I'm no longer a part of Rotaract. Okay, so let me just add today is our makeup sip and chat. So we are gonna be doing makeup. Yes, so they said she wanted to do makeup, so we're gonna be doing makeup. Let me just take off my glasses, although I cannot see without too much. But we're gonna be doing makeup today, and Sohlé is gonna be doing makeup with me whilst we
Yes.
sip, chat, yes, and do makeup. Today, I'm drinking from one of my favorite cups with my name on there, Keisha. Yes, yes. I love this cup. I actually got it from a girls trip that I went to in Palm Springs. But I love it because it has my name on there. And I love the color green, yeah.
Well, I'm drinking water because in 2020 you just have to drink water and mind your
Yeah.
business.
Drink water,
Yes.
man. I agree. Oh, I'm gonna be drinking water as well. A bottle of water. So I'm gonna be drinking water and sipping on some apple juice. Yes. Yeah, maybe have a bite
Okay.
of an apple because I bought an apple as well. Yes. All right. So today, for those of you just joined, we're gonna be talking about Soleil's journey in terms of her accounting journey, her schooling journey, her background, and stuff around that nature. Yeah. If you have any questions for her, please feel free to post it down in the comments, and she will be more than happy to answer those questions. All
Right.
right. Good
And
day
we're
to
not only
another day.
limited to these topics. I know you're
You know
like
what?
to talk in these
I love
comments.
I
So
love it. I love it.
I'm an open book today.
All right. Okay. So, one of the new things that I've started, the new routines, when I do anything, I try to pray. So let me just start with a word of prayer.
Read.
Yes. Lord, thank you for joining my guest and I, Sohlé Henry, today so that we can speak on this topic. She said she's an open book today, and I'm glad that she's more than willing to share her experiences with us, her journey in terms of her career, and also, Lord, just allow this life to be successful. We do not want any technical issues as we have had in the past. We just want a smooth life, Lord, and we want to enjoy and have fun like we have always done in the past. In
Right.
Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Okay, so let's go. I just
So
really, yeah.
okay, so I will like say what I'm using like as we do now makeup and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so
So normally
you wanna start
before
with makeup, right?
yeah, because before I start my makeup, there are two things I do. So I normally put
Yeah.
some essential oil on my face, and I'm using the
Okay.
Sally Quench Moisture Replenishing Serum.
Okay.
So I'm just going
So
to
it's the essential oil. What does the essential oil do?
it's supposed to make your makeup well, I think it's more for your skin. It gives your skin like some more moisture before
Mhm.
you go and you add on all of these products to it and so
Right.
on. So that, I feel like this is what keeps me from breaking out. Sometimes
Okay.
you have a heavy foundation day, you kind of break out afterwards. So
Yeah.
from the time I started doing this, I haven't broken out. So I think it's more for the
Nice.
skin than the makeup.
Okay, well, I actually have essential oils, but I use my essential oils with a diffuser, and it's
Mhm.
really good. Like if I have a headache, a migraine, the flu, whatever, I just put it in my diffuser and allow it to just cleanse out my brains in essence. Yeah.
Yeah.
But is it the same essential oil? I don't know if it's the same grade you can use for your face
Well,
because it
mine is
might burn.
actually mine is a moisture replenishing serum, and it
Mhm.
says it's a bi-molecular hyaluronic complex with provitamin B5, and
Okay,
this
so
is
that one is specifically designed for the face because the one that I have, if it touches my skin, it actually burns because I have very sensitive, well, on my face especially, I have
Mhm.
very sensitive skin. Yeah.
So guys, the important I've learned that the most important step to having a flawless makeup is having a good base. So I
Yes.
also priming is just a normal priming.
Let me just put on. Okay, but for me, I ensure that I moisturize my face. Well, I wash my face before I started. I wash and then I moisturize my face. And I love a good base. I prime my face. I spray sometimes. Well, sometimes I spray it with a setting spray just to get that my face, ready for the makeup. I prime, and after I prime, I also always put the milk of magnesia because I have very oily skin. I just wash my face, and if you notice, it's already oiling up. I don't know
Oh,
why my skin just oil up so quickly.
well, I have more combination skin.
How is me? This is this is not the topic for today. Do you like Donald Trump? This is not the topic of today. If you have any question with regards to accounting and questions,
I will talk. I will not be talking about U.S. politics. I'm not a
yeah,
U.S.
yeah,
citizen.
we'll not be talking about that. We're not from the U. Well, I reside in the US, but we do not vote for. You know.
Yeah. But go vote. Voting is always important. If you're in a democratic country, it's important. It's your democratic
Yeah, to
duty to vote.
exercise your rights.
But we will. But that's where we're leaving it at. So,
Yes, yes.
Aisha, you want to answer the
That's
first
our
question? Are you fine?
personal choice who we like, but yeah, I'm not gonna be airing that right now. That's not the topic for today, so I don't want to be going into politics. All right, I don't
Not at
like to
all.
be straight because that's you can get really passionate when you talk about stuff like that, and I'm not in the frame of mind for that today. So thank you, Mr. DM. Yeah. Um. Yeah, so I was saying that I like a good base as well. And then I also wear this milk of magnesia and primer. I have a matte primer, but for me, I still find my face oils up after a while. I see maybe I too happy, my face just shiny. Yeah, so I also wear this to just clog up my skin, and then I wear everything else. I add the foundation powder and whatnot. I don't like to see too much of a cakey face type of makeup look.
True.
Is why I always believe that less is more. So I try
Agree.
to just make it look flawless and good, like to just uplift my face, but not too much of a cakey face look.
And
Yeah.
I think if you look at the way makeup has progressed, especially this year, you would realize that a lot of people are going for that soft glam. It's about more enhancing your features and so
Yeah.
on. Versus in the past years, where all of us used to do the same makeup because we were
Yeah.
watching the same YouTube gurus. So
Yeah.
now it's about trying to find what's good for you
What's
and
good
your.
for you? Yeah, and I'm so happy with so many of the brands that are coming out there. Like they're trying to focus more on getting the right tone, the right undertone, the right foundation, complexion, and all of that for person's skin. Because you and I, in spite of the fact that you might say, okay, we're almost the same complexion, but we might have a different undertone. So your
Definitely.
complexion will be different from my complexion. And we have brands such as Fenty Beauty that is coming out right now and that is really catering for all the different shades of our complexions, and you didn't used to find that before, and I'm so happy we're actually getting some representation.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so when I do my face, I normally start with my eyebrows. What do you start with? Do you start with, like, you base your face first and then you move to your eyebrows and then the foundation?
I normally do my eyebrows first.
Okay.
So yeah.
For me, I'm gonna
I
be
think
moisturizing my face. I have this Curology brand. I have stuff from them. I'm trying to remain consistent with this one just to see how well it works. And for me, it has been working because um I cannot complain about my skin these days. Maybe I have very, very few breakouts, but it is working for me. It's from the Curology, but I use the cleansers and also moisturizers. Yeah. So I will moisturize my face and then I will go into my eyebrow.
you have to ask me your first question.
Okay, sure. Sure, 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 sure.
So I'm going to do my eyebrows while I'm answering. I'm just
Okay,
using a brush like this, and I'm using the LA Glow gel eyeliner in brown.
okay. So you use a brow pomade.
Well, it's an eyeliner. It's not a pomade. A pomade. Um, I actually prefer a pencil, but
Mhm.
I normally use a NYX pencil, but I lost mine, so this is a good one as well.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I am going to be using I love using a pencil because it's just so easy for me. That's
It's
how
so
I've been
precise.
practicing doing my eyebrows for years. But I'm trying to use this pomade that somebody recommended to me. I can't seem to find it right now though.
Yeah.
But let me see if I get it. If I get it, I'm gonna be doing my eyebrows with it today. Okay? I might just trim on my eyebrows a little bit because it seems to be a little bit bushy today. Yes. Okay, so my
So
first question for you though, what inspired you to go on the journey to be an accountant? Do you think that it is a calling, or a vocation, or is it something that anybody can just go into and just, have a knack for dollars, cents, and all of that? Yes.
okay, so I didn't want to be an accountant. I
Mhm.
became an accountant by circumstances, to be honest. What
Really?
happened here? So
Wow.
I always knew I wanted to work in business. So I
Mhm.
did the business stream at secondary school, and I really enjoyed economics when I was there. That was my favorite subject. And then
Okay.
when I went to UE,
I
I
studied economics as well, one of my subjects.
yeah. So when I went to UE, I actually did finance, and that's what my degree is in. So I
Oh,
wanted to work at a financial institution when I
okay.
came out of school. But it just so happened, like the way the world took my first, or well, not my first job, but I ended up getting a job at an audit firm.
Right.
So that was my, I mean, I did POA at school and so on, but that was really and truly the first time being an accountant because I was an auditor. And that
Right.
was where I really enjoyed it. After that, I was like, wow, I really like this thing.
Okay, wow. So it's
Yeah.
interesting to me how sometimes, persons can just try things out and it really becomes what they're really good at and what they really enjoy. So that's why I always say, never limit yourself. Try different things and find out what really resonates with your soul and then go after it. Yeah, stick to it. Yeah,
Never. First, you have to remember that you're a child of God, and whatever He has in store for you is what will happen. You just have to sometimes
amen.
trust the universe. So,
Amen.
so what I would actually like to encourage people to do is to look at your circumstances and look at the lemons you have, and then you try and make lemonade with that. Because I've experienced a lot of setbacks in terms of wanting to do certain things but not being able to.
Right.
And it still always worked out in the grand scheme of things to my benefit. So
Amen.
sometimes we
Amen.
don't know why we are getting a no right now, but it's because the yes we're going to get later on is going to be exactly what we need.
Preach it, sister. That's why I was reading a book. It's called The Audacity to Be Queen. And then in part of that book, it stated that everything that is happening to you is happening for you. Never doubt the universe, never without God, every disappointment is a blessing in disguise. So, like you
True.
stated, right? Like you rightfully stated that when you get that no, in the grand scheme of things, it's gonna even work out to your best. Yeah, for your best, because what is for you will always come to you. And it will just flow naturally. So that was, and I can resonate with that too as well. Yeah, with my journey, my pageantry journey, and all of that, certain things that I wanted to do, like I was really pushing and fighting for. Like I felt like it was just a tug of war. And then, yeah, it was difficult. And then when I decided to let go and let God allow the things that are for me to flow into my life, it was just so much better. Like I even got bigger and better because God tell you, as long as you have faith, you dream big. Whatever you think of, I have even bigger and better and more for you. So I
Of
believe
course.
in that. Yeah.
Yes, but you see, the thing is, sometimes people make assumptions that your life is so easy and everything you want you get, but they don't see the sacrifices that you make
Yeah.
behind the scenes and the setbacks you get. And at this point, I've heard no so much that when I hear a no, I might be upset about it for a little while, but then I will come to terms with it within a couple of days that okay, this is just not for me.
Yeah.
You have to be
You
okay with knowing things not for you and letting it go with grace, you know.
Yes, you see, when I hear a no now, for me, I'm just so happy because I know, like, I thank God that you were honest to me, and then you were honest enough to tell me that this is not for me, or not even necessarily somebody telling me no directly, but in terms of circumstances, this is telling me no. I focus. I'm a very intuitive and spiritual person, so it tells me I can feel vibes and everything. So when the signs are there and God is telling me this is not for me, I am so happy that it is revealed to me because I know that I'm making room for what is really for me. I I am so like before no's used to get me upset, like you said,
Of
upset
course.
and frustrated, but
And
that is no
sad.
longer. Yeah, that is no longer because I actually see that I am making a way for what is really for me. Yeah.
Yes, I know my eyebrows look crazy. They normally look like this until I clean them up. But
Come closer
it's
because
good.
I'm not seeing it.
It's better to do too much and clean up than but I generally go for this shape of blocky brow,
Oh,
of
okay.
Insta brows. My brows are still in 2016. Don't come for me.
I actually like a diagonal shape, like sort of coming like this and over with an arch at the end. I don't really like the straight blocky brow. Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
So
I've
tell us
just
about
always
your
had
school journey.
very straight brows. My natural brows are very straight. So what I do is I normally just correct with concealer to give it a bit more of an arch. So I'm just taking my LA Girl Pro Conceal
Mm-hmm.
in Warm Honey, and I'm applying it to a brush I got from Urban Decay, and I'm just using yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me
So
tell you,
to answer the
my makeup
second part
stuff,
of
my makeup
sorry.
stuff, I get it all over. Like when I travel to London, I got a few stuff there. Here in the US, I got a few stuff. I got a few stuff back in St. Lucia, and I don't just follow one brand. I have
Me
several different things from different brands. Yeah, what I believe is the best in that brand, that's what I go for.
I know, and look now, my concealer have bad manners. It wants to finish. But yeah, to answer your second question,
Yeah, how?
accounting is definitely a very interesting field, and you don't know how serious it is until you get into the field yourself. Like until I started auditing, I didn't think like accounting was like this serious thing. But accountants go through so much schooling and so much training that it's almost like you're a doctor or a lawyer. It's a really respectable profession.
Mhm.
So it's definitely a very easy profession to get into in terms of the barriers to entry. You don't need a law degree, you don't need a medical degree, you don't even need an accounting degree. You could go in and start off as a clerk at a
Right.
business and so on, but you don't limit yourself to where you are in your current position, and
Mm.
so it is something I would encourage women to get into, especially if you are unsure what you would like to do, because if you want to be in the business world, having an understanding of the accounting of the books is very important. Because how would you know if you're making money or not?
Exactly. It's not just about, okay, I make $10 today, but what about your expenses? You have to know the difference between the amount of money you spend and the amount of money you bringing in to really know whether there's a profit or a loss. It's not about just, oh, I make $10 and that's it, you know?
Exactly.
And
And
for
not
me,
only that,
I know in the long run I would like to be an entrepreneur, but I barely have, well, my accounting level is, I think it's from 3. Yes. I have a little bit of, a little bit of knowledge, I would say, on it. But if I really want to be successful in business, I would have to definitely get an accountant or somebody to balance all of these, these ledgers and everything for me.
definitely, because
Yeah.
accounting is to me a language. You it's how businesses communicate to each other. You know how people, certain professions have their jargon, so a makeup
Yeah.
artist will know everything about makeup, and a
Right.
lawyer would know everything about the laws and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
When you want to find out information about a business, what do? You look at their financial statements.
Mhm.
As a manager, that's what you use. As a investor, that's what you would use. So it's very
Mhm.
important for you to understand that.
Yep. It's nice. It's good. This person said, "Why do you have a dent in your bottom lip?" Because
I think he's
I
hoping it's true.
last year I was, if you were not part of my life last year I was involved in a vehicular accident, and I had some, you know, I hit somebody's face and whatnot that caused me to burst my lip. Um,
So these are my brows. These are the finished brows.
Oya kwe Munsa, Lord.
That's what I say.
Many
It's just
cars
a
have
stroke.
given me can you exit my life because we're talking about makeup and stuff. So this is not the energy that we want on this live today. So I prayed before I started and I don't want any negative energy on here. Thank you and bye. Yes. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna be doing is I want to conceal my eyes because I've been talking, so I'm a little bit behind, right?
Yeah, but
So
these are the finished look, Keisha.
that's your finished look. Your eyebrows
Yeah,
look good. Yeah, when
yeah.
everything comes together, it will definitely look good. Yeah.
Okay.
But let me just conceal my eye under my eye at least.
I hope my jaw opening is not too loud.
I heard it. But I like a good clean brow, like underneath it especially. So I just normally do underneath my eyebrows. I don't always do the top, but when I feel like I do the top as well.
So
Just
I'm
do
just going to
it.
get some concealer to base my eye look. I actually want to do something a little colorful today. I was
Okay,
thinking
we
like
can
a
go
pink
into that.
smoky eye.
Yeah,
Not anything too difficult, but
yeah,
plus I
sure,
think
no problem.
pink is my favorite color.
Yeah, so how was your schooling journey? Talk to us
So
about schooling. How was university? I almost dread going back to school, going back to university. Yeah, because I know it's a lot.
it
So talk to us about
school was
that.
actually very easy for me because
Okay. Wow, you're a genius. Or
I
you
just
had that
had
support.
I had a very supportive family.
Yeah.
So from early on, education was drilled into me as being very important, and my parents put in a lot into my education in terms of making sure that I had all my textbooks and
Yeah,
all
that's
my
really good.
lessons and everything. So when I went to secondary school, I had a very solid foundation,
Right. Hey,
and
Connie.
Hi, Connie. And so I so I was never behind in the class or anything. I was always a top performer because I'm just a very studious person. As a child, my favorite
That's
channel was
awesome.
Nat Geo and the Discovery
Mhm.
Channel because I wanted to be an astronaut.
Wow. So that journey, that career path just drastically changed, right?
I know, right? But I was really obsessed with stars and learning, so I think that
Mhm.
helped me because I'm so curious at university where you have to do a lot of research for papers and so on. That really assisted me.
Yeah.
When I was about in Form 4 and 5, I was trying to make a decision on what would be my next step. I knew I had to go to university and get my first degree, but I didn't know where I wanted to go. I didn't
So
know.
you knew that was your path, was it was university. For me, after I went to A level, I said that was it. I need to take a break, jump carnival, do pageants. That's what because I really didn't know what exactly I wanted to do. I actually did 12 subjects at school. I passed all my subjects, but I find the range of subjects that I did, like I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I know I wanted to be a boss. I know I wanted to like be an entrepreneur one day. I say maybe in the medical field. I love makeup. I love girly stuff. So my dream was actually to be a dermatologist, but have my own private practice. Now I still don't know whether that's what I really want to do. So I'm still doing some soul searching. I know I love women empowerment. So I say maybe I'm doing the damn thing already. Maybe I just need to go into that, a woman empowerment coach or something like that. Yeah, but it's I'm really still doing some soul searching as to whether I should just follow the system and go to school. Because I almost feel like that's the system that is being put out there for us, and then majority of persons they go down that path. Well, not majority, but persons go down that path and then they still don't emerge,
I
what they want to
think it's
emerge.
for
They're not
everyone.
financially stable and all of
Yeah.
that.
I don't think school is for everyone. When I say school, I mean like a formal education. So in terms of
Right.
going through like all of your degrees, your bachelor's and your master's and your PhD, that's not for everybody, and that's okay.
Yeah.
There are lots of qualified accountants who are like ACCA qualified and they don't have a first degree. You
Oh,
don't need a degree to be an accountant. But
wow.
for I did 13 subjects at school.
Oh, wow. You
And
would that's a brain doctor?
the reason was I just liked all of my subjects and I didn't want to drop anything, honestly.
Right, right,
So
right. I
even the
really
subjects
love
I
my
was bad
subjects
at,
too.
like I've always been terrible at the foreign languages.
I
Guess
love
who do
foreign
both
languages.
guess who do both Spanish and French, even though she was bad at it from Form
Yeah,
1.
I did both as well, but I really enjoyed doing the foreign languages. I just find it so intriguing being able to understand another language. So I loved Spanish especially, and it's coming in very useful to me right now because right now I'm here in California and a lot of persons they speak Spanish because they come from Mexico and all of that. So it's coming in very handy for me. And French, I did French as well on a side actually, and it's good because when I went to Paris, I knew basic French. So I'm really intrigued by languages. I wish I could know all and learn all because I don't like people saying things and I don't know what you're saying. So that alone was very, it was the motivation factor for me learning the languages. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I left secondary school and I was like, okay, I want to go to university
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to go to A level because
Okay. So you
everyone
never
who
went.
I didn't go to A level because everyone who I know has gone to A level who is in A level says it's a waste of time for
Okay.
them.
I wish I
So
knew that beforehand, so I would just go straight to university as
right,
opposed to going to A level because I went 2 years up the month, wasted all that money. I had to stay up there and then, be an adult literally at 16 years old. Literally at 16 years old, just left my mother's house from secondary school, go up there in my own business. I had to cook, wash, do everything for myself for 2 years. That was hard. I mean, it was beneficial because it really taught me how to be an adult. But I feel like if I could have done university, I would have just rather just do university and call it a day.
All
Yeah.
right. So I'm going to start my eyes. I'm using a Seattle London
Okay.
palette to
So
start
you want to do
off.
the eyes first, and then you go to your foundation last.
Yeah, I'm going to use this pink shade here just as a base color. I don't know how I'm going to achieve the pink smoky eyes, so we'll work together, ladies.
Okay, we're doing a pink smoky eye. Awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Um.
well, let me prime my eyes since we're doing the eyebrows. I mean the eyelid area. Let
So
me just
I'm dusting this lovely soft pink all over.
as your transition. Wait for me 1 second. 1 second. I'm coming.
No problem. So I will just answer the question you were giving me, which was how did I know you to go to university?
Me.
So knowing that I was 16 years old,
Yeah.
my mother didn't want me to leave her house because ideally I would have wanted to go to school. Hi, Sunny. Ideally, I would have wanted to go to school overseas,
Okay.
but my mother was like, my
She said,
16-year-old child overseas on her own.
she didn't want to let go.
Right? And not only that, but it was so expensive to go to school overseas that I decided to look at my options here and,
Right.
try and see what I could have done here in terms of scholarships and so on. So I looked at the scholarships.
Yeah.
I realized that you would have to learn a foreign language and yeah.
With the
So
scholarship.
yeah, because most of them are in like Cuba or Morocco or Taiwan. And then
Yeah.
I also looked at Monroe College, I looked at UE, and then I said, okay, I don't mind going to UE. After doing some more investigation, I realized that I could have done the entire 3 years here at Open Campus. So, I mean, I was probably like 15 years old at the time, and I sat my parents down and I said, this is what I want to do. This is how much it costs. This is how much it's going to, how long it's going to take, and will you all support me in this? And they
Yeah.
said yes. And then I was one of the first
That's
people
good.
who went to UE open campus straight out of secondary school because you only need
Wow.
5 CXCs to do so.
You really
And
need what? You broke up a little bit.
you only need 5 CXCs to do so.
Okay, that's not bad. And I feel like, more information needs to be given out there. Although they say you need to do your research when you
You
join
do.
something, which is what you do. But I think that there's a barrier in terms of how to get into the school. And some persons like me that probably fully capable and have the qualifications to go there and do it. I feel like I need more. I need more qualifications. Maybe I need to go to A level. Maybe I need a certificate before I go to university to transition. Maybe I need more money. It's expensive. So what do you think are the barriers for persons to just level up and get that university degree?
I don't think there's any barriers into except cost, which can be worked around. It's you making the decision that I want a higher education and
Yeah.
this is how much money I have, this is what I can do, and you have to find something that is within your accessibility. And that
Okay.
is why I decided to go to UE Open Campus
Yeah.
because it was that's what my family could have afforded. So, I didn't have to take a student loan or anything like that. And I was
Maybe
able
you were
to
just blessed because
be
not all parents are able to send their child to university. They tell you after secondary school, that's it. So at least Solé, you had supportive parents who were able to push you, in that regard to send you to university. Because
right.
many
But
people after A level, my mother tell me both ways, after A level, that's it. If you want higher education, I already sent 6 children to A level and whatnot. If you don't want higher education, that's on y'all. But my sister, like you said, she had a similar journey with you. She actually did business marketing, stuff like that, entrepreneurship. That's what she has her degree in. And she was looking to go to university overseas and getting a loan and all of that. But she was like, you know what, I can do it down here, so I might as well just see what options I have in St. Lucia. Yeah, and she went to UWI. She did her 4 years and she's done. Yeah, and I felt like if I just went there, I would have been done with my undergraduate degree. And now I'm there with just A level. And what can you get with your A level certificate, you know?
Well, I didn't know my parents were going to pay for university for me. I was just I in fact I was under the impression that they won't. So that is
Mhm.
why I was mindful of the options I was taking, especially in terms of cost, because I knew that I may have had to go and get a loan, and don't take over $100,000 to get your first degree, please. If you leave with one thing from that life, from this life, is don't go too in debt over your first degree.
A first degree. So, what would you consider to be an average amount somebody should spend on a first degree? Because I know a lot of persons they want to get their masters and whatnot, but they're drowning with debt. They cannot move. They cannot even get a car. They cannot get their house. They have to spend 5 to 10 years paying a loan of $100,000 with a first degree, and they're not even guaranteed a job
Chill
after
out.
that degree. Yeah, so what would you what price range, we're dealing with Eastern Caribbean dollar, yeah? What price range would you think would be ideal for your first degree?
I think um it depends on your circumstances, how much money your parents are willing to give you, how much money you have, if you have a house, if you have a car, if you have collateral, and so on. So I don't think there's an amount I would or wouldn't spend. To me, if you have a dream, and let's say you wanted to go to school in Paris because you want a French degree, it's
Yeah,
up to you to try and find a school in Paris that fits your price range without you having a loan where when you come back to St. Lucia, you will get a job that you're able to service that loan. So ask around, ask people who are already in the field that you want to go in about
mhm,
how much, what's the range for somebody entering the field, and then you can base it on that. Because so many people go and they get a
yeah.
loan for, like we said, the $100,000, and then they come back and they're making $3,000 a month,
Yes,
and the
sister.
loan payment is 1,000 and something dollars. So
Hmm.
you basically almost at square one, where you could have just gotten an entry level position at paying 1.5, because really and truly you taking home 1.5.
1.5, yeah. And how long will it take to pay that $100,000 loan that you just took? You know?
Will take a very long time.
Yeah, so a lot of people are, dealing with that daunting task of whether it's worth it to, just educate myself. And I think that's one thing that I wish St. Lucia was just really focusing on in terms of our human resource and giving them free education. Because let me tell you, education is just so expensive, and so many persons who have the ability to, higher the education, they don't, because the cost is just ridiculous, I find. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go in with some brown just
Come
to
closer.
smoke.
Let me see what you have done. I just transitioned my eyes.
I
This is
just Yeah, we're on the same step. I'm just trying to smoke it out with the brown. I'm going to go in the light brown and just only put it in the corner of my eyes to smoke out the look a little. And then
okay.
I'm going to just put a glitter on the lid.
Okay. Well, I will be trying to attempt the same look that you're doing. So you're the one teaching me today. So I'm just putting in my crease area. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're going good. I would dust the first shade you use a little more on your eyelid.
Okay. I'm actually using, this is which palette? This is the Zulu palette. I'm using the pink
Oh,
hair.
I love dubious, but
Yeah, I have like five of them, and I
get me
want
that
to
crystal.
probably brighten it up with this the Bori, this pink right here.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay,
That'd
so
be nice.
accounting is your superpower. What would you consider your superpower as a woman?
My superpower
Yeah.
as Solhé Henry, the ability to make lemonade out of anything you throw my way.
Awesome. I love that. I love
So
that. And that is a
I would,
skill that
what's that
we
called?
need to learn.
Adaptability.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
I'm
that is
very.
a skill that we as women, as men, as human beings need to learn. We need to really learn to adapt, especially in these times that we live in corona times. We need to be able to learn adaptability skills and don't live life every day like it's the same and whatnot. That's a good skill to learn. So I'm very happy that you mentioned that.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to move on to the lid. I just wet uh how would you call this? An eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to take Zulu, and this one here I'm going to put what's it? Ocean towards my inner corner and Zulu to the out, so it has a nice gradient effect.
Okay. Can you just show that again because it was breaking up a little bit?
I'm going in with the darker pink
Okay.
here on my outer eye, and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to go in with the light pink on my inner eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let me see if I have something that's similar to that. Yeah, I think I can book something out.
Yeah,
Oh,
you, with your Juvia's Place palette, Juvia's does great pinks.
yes, great pigmentation. Okay, I had a question for you, but I don't know if it slipped me. Mm,
You're talking about accounting being a superpower.
yes. So do you think as a woman you have gained your respect in your field as an accountant? Yes.
Um,
And how hard is it for a woman? Is it easy, like, you know, or do you gain your respect? Or do you believe that because you are more of a vocal person that you just, you put your feet down and establish yourself or whatnot? So let us know about that part of it.
I definitely think my assertiveness in my personality has been to my benefit in my
Yeah.
career, simply
Mhm.
because I was an auditor, and
Right.
in audit you're going toe to toe with with very established people. So you're essentially trying to tell an accountant who's been doing something for 20 years and sometimes is a
Yeah.
man, and we all know how gender dynamics come into play, that they've been
Right.
doing something wrong. And
Yeah.
that doesn't always go down very well
Yeah.
because one, I'm young, and two, I'm a woman, and men
Yeah.
tend to think that we shouldn't be giving them directions or
Yeah.
so on. But
Yeah.
what my advice for young women would be that if you know you're going to be correcting someone, for lack of a better term, make sure that you're coming with your facts. So your argument needs to be very strong,
Solid.
and
Mm-hmm.
you need to do research so that you know when they question you about what you're saying, you're able to respond.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, I felt that was something I say maybe as a young person because I know you have your degree, went what age you said you went at 15 years and whatnot, and then you're into the profession. I say maybe you have been just knocking heads with persons that probably have
Of
20 years
course.
of experience or whatnot, and telling you like, who are you to be telling me that I have been doing that for so long, and you just come and you're trying to tell me what is right
Every single
as
day
a
of my
doctor?
life.
Yes. So I said maybe that's something you have been experiencing. So let me just throw that question out there. Yeah. So I'm happy that you mentioned that in such a field you definitely need to be assertive. You need to have your backing statistics or details, whatever, when you come to persons, because persons can get very I mean, for lack of a better word, sensitive about stuff like that. And you need to have a head on your shoulders because as a young woman especially, people can just really feel like they can just, knock you over. So you really need to establish yourself in that department.
For sure. Now, Another thing is I try not to tell people my age when I'm dealing with them professionally,
Yeah.
simply because I find like it may be unintentional or subconsciously they will be a little more dismissive if I tell them my age. And that is something I started doing even from UE, because I mean I was 16 years old in university classes doing group projects with people who were old enough to be my mother.
Wow.
So I just didn't tell them my age, you know?
Yes, and you gain more respect by doing that, right?
True.
Yeah, I
Which
feel like
it
certain things
shouldn't
we
be.
need to not disclose it because when persons know that, it's like they just want to dismiss you, like your opinion is not valid. You no longer have a voice or whatnot. So it is important, yeah, to not disclose certain things about yourself. And as I said, I definitely agree. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Because, you know,
I
as
even
a woman,
experienced
you
that.
have to safeguard yourself in
Yeah,
the workplace,
yeah,
especially. And you know what has been the hardest force for me, the most difficult force for me in the workplace? It's been older women.
you're right.
Not
I
even
felt like,
older men necessarily, but the older women,
yeah.
I,
I felt, yeah, I can definitely relate to that because I felt like as a young teacher, because my past job back in St. Lucia was a teacher, I felt like as a young teacher that they knew I was the youngest because obviously all of them are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and I just come in there in my early 20s. They knew I was the youngest. So for them, like they almost treated me like, I'm the little child, like, if you're having a conversation, like I remember one time one of the teachers said, I'm somebody, I don't put myself in people's business. I come to do my work. I want to reach exactly in the time and leave exactly in the time because you see the drama part of it. I don't think that. So, but anyways, there was something that was going on, and then I remember one of the teachers declared like, "Pamete was that like I distinctively remember that. So I'm like, I'm not somebody that put myself in people's drama, like I stated, but it
Mhm.
felt like she would be able to like talk to another teacher that is working as a colleague. But for me, she's like, Pamitiko was a fake woman. I'm like, I'm an adult here, I'm working just like you, so you mean Pamitiko was a fake woman? Yeah. I
Which
think
I think is something we as a generation of young women entering the workforce, because really and truly we're like, I'm a, what is it, a Gen Z, which means I'm the first set of the Gen Z people to enter the workforce. And if there's one thing this generation has proved is that we don't take anybody's stuff lying down. So I think we need to start calling out people, and that is definitely what I have done. I've called out a lot of people sometimes and said, "Hey, I didn't like when you were doing this, and I actually found it very disrespectful. Can you
Yeah,
please not do it again?"
yeah. And I feel like people take offense to that, especially as a young person, you come in and you expressing yourself. Yeah, so we kind of
Well,
big,
like
but
the
like
quote
what
says,
advice you
well
would give to
behaved.
somebody in terms of, expressing how you feel?
Sorry?
I said, what advice would you give to somebody like they do not agree with something, right? How would you tell them to approach that person? Because it's
Um,
all about how you approach, because people just take offense to things so fast these days.
at the same time, you cannot be afraid of offending people, because a well-behaved woman rarely makes history, and you're going to have to offend
Really?
some people and shake some tables and change procedures, and it's natural for people to be
Yeah,
opposed to change because change is uncomfortable before it gets comfortable. um
definitely.
in terms of
Yeah,
approaching conflict, when somebody has slighted you in some kind of way, the first thing I would say is probably don't approach them about it on the same day that it happened, because
right.
emotions are still very high around the topic and so on. So
Yeah,
I would give them a day or two, or maybe even a couple of hours. If it's something that happened at the start of the workday, maybe by the end of the workday, if they're in better spirits, then you could talk to them. The second thing is I wouldn't talk down to the person. Like, try your best not to be condescending, because then they'll just put
Mhm.
up a wall of
Of
resistance
course.
against you and not listen to anything you say. And try not to be emotional. So even though they like, like they made you sad or something like that, try to put it in a very black and white. This is what you did, and this was the effect. And in order for this not to happen again,
Mhm.
and I've also found it's helpful when you give people a solution. So don't just say, I don't like the way you correct me. Say,
Mhm.
I don't like when you shout at me. I would prefer, so come
Wow.
up with a solution yourself and then give it to them. So it's either up to them to take it on or not.
Yes, I definitely agree, and it reminds me of this course that I took with the National Skills Development Center, NSDC. Hey,
Uh,
Winya, welcome, welcome. And yeah, it was a productivity enhancement training, and that was part of the course. You need to know how to, have conflict resolution, how to deal with persons. And that was one of them, being assertive, using the I message, telling people how you feel and how you would like, to be treated. It's very important to communicate that. Yeah. And I feel like we come from an era like people don't want you to step on their toes or tell them anything. So it's a bit difficult just to express yourself and even move on from that issue in a healthy manner, you know?
yeah. Plus, you also have to give people the ability to change, eh? So if you brought something up to a coworker,
Yeah,
give them some time to change, monitor it. It doesn't happen instantly. You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying? So sometimes we have to remember that the person we're dealing with is also human, and we're not always 100% right. We may have hurt their feelings. We
yeah,
may have done something wrong to them. So
definitely.
relationships in the workplace definitely need to be we use the same palette.
Yeah, I want to go in with this pink hair, this light pink.
Yeah, that's what I
With the
used.
perspective. Yes, awesome.
Yeah, but workplace relationships need to be cultured, they need to be developed, because that's people you spend 9 to 10 hours of your day with daily,
Exactly. I agree.
you know. I actually
So,
want to try a double wing today with the white eyeliner. I've been seeing that a lot lately.
yeah, I've
And
been seeing that a lot lately, but I haven't. The last time I went to a beauty supply store, I I said I would have gotten one, but for some reason the thing just slipped me. I got other stuff and I didn't get one. So maybe for my birthday in the next 2 weeks I'll do one. Or maybe I can. Let me see, how can I improvise? No, I don't think I can improvise. I was thinking just to like use one of my palettes and water one down and draw it in, but I
that
don't
would
think
take a
I could.
bit of work.
Yeah,
But
that's a
yeah, that would take a lot of work.
yep.
I'm going to try putting some on my waterline just to brighten up the look a little.
Yeah. Okay, so do you work from home or do you go to the office? Since this pandemic, how have you been, surviving? How have you been going around doing your work?
So thankfully, I got a new job during the pandemic.
Okay.
Um, so when I
Congratulations.
was, thank you. When I was in audit, I did work from home because
Yeah.
of the nature. But now I go to office every day, even though that might change with the spike.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I definitely am a work every day kind of person.
Okay.
But I do
And that's
enjoy
in the
working
south
from
or in the north?
in the north.
Okay.
Okay, I think my eyes are done, Keisha. What do you think?
It's a little bit dark on your end, but looks good from what I can see.
When you what do y'all think? Guys watching, what do y'all think? Is
Yes.
there something when you say hey?
Yes. Jesus Elikadi.
So you have any more
Yeah.
questions?
So, what advice would you give to a young person who is just starting off, who is 15 now, just like you know, and they want to be an accountant, they like numbers, they like math, they like money. What advice would you give to that person?
I would tell that person, when you leave school, don't go to A level. See if you could get a job as
Mhm.
soon as possible in an accounts department and start your ACCA journey if you want to be an accountant.
What do you call it? The what?
ACCA.
The ACCA journey?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because
Awesome.
honestly, going to A level and all of that, you're going to feel like you wasted a lot of time when you get into the field and you realize that that's they're very concerned about you being a qualified accountant.
Yeah. So it's better that you get your ACCA as opposed to just going to A level because they don't really consider the A level diploma or certificate.
Yep.
Okay, great
So,
advice.
and I wish
So
somebody
you
would have
just
told me
highlighted
that
that
when I was in secondary
I
school.
wasted my high school education. Ooh, eh. And I
But that
said no A level. Yes, preach.
But that's if you but that is very specific advice to accounting. If it's somebody who wants to go into business who's still unsure what they want to do, then A level is a good place to continue to try subjects until you find your true passion. Because
I
sometimes
agree.
look at me, I studied finance and I ended up being an accountant. That's
Mm,
Yes, there's sister fields, but it's not the same thing. You
yeah,
only know whether or not you like a job until you start it. So I would encourage young people to do internships. Try out the career field you
preach.
want to go in and
I
see if
definitely agree.
the actual work is what you want to do. Because there's watching something on TV and hearing
Hmm.
about it and seeing it, and then there's coming and do it every single day.
That's right. And that's
And
a whole new ball game because when the pressures are on you and all of that, then you're really seeing what it is.
true that. I mean, honestly, figure out if you accounting you need a lot of patience. Figure out if you want to sit down every day and see if you could get things to balance and go through things and check things over and over and over again. You
Right.
know. Plus, there are also a lot of free courses online,
Yeah.
so try it out.
Take
There's nothing
advantage of
wrong.
that.
There's nothing wrong with also switching careers. Eh?
Yeah.
Just if you try something and you realize, wow, this really isn't for me, it doesn't bring me joy, it doesn't
Yeah.
get me fulfilled, get a new job.
Yeah, honestly, I definitely agree with that. But let me tell you, I personally would just abhor starting, for example, going to university, spending $100,000, and then I feel like that's not what I want to do. Trust me, I would hate myself for years for
I
doing that. That
agree.
is why I felt like I needed to wait, probe, go to work, try different things, start a business, and I feel like that's the best journey for me, going into business and building myself and my education in that path because I just didn't want to go to school straight after A level. And then, I regretted doing that. So I'm happy with where I am right now.
Yeah. And I don't think everyone needs to feel the pressure. There's no clock ticking, there's no right time to
Yeah,
go to university. The one advice I will give you is don't follow your friends. Your luck is not my luck. Keisha luck is not my luck.
amen.
So be
Amen.
realistic with yourself. If Keisha's father can afford to send her to England to go to law school, but your mother can send you to Barbados, be realistic with yourself. Don't follow Keisha to England. Go to
A-
Barbados.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Because
Yeah.
I actually found that a lot with people in my age group. they would try to go to, you know, school
The same
overseas
place
on
that their friend have, or yeah.
instead of realizing like, okay, UE is a good option. You know, they have a lot of people who feel like UE is a bad school, and I'm like, UE is one
Let
of
me
the
tell
best
you,
universities
it's
in
a
the
lot
world.
of work. I was starting a diploma, but since I was doing so much, getting married, moving, and all of that, I just stopped it and I said, you know what, when I reach here, I'm gonna go to school. But it's a lot of work. Trust me. I started it and it's a lot of work, and I have to give credit to the students who finished the 4 years of, you know, of university, because it's nothing easy. UE is a very heavy courses you have to
And
do for you
maths
to
so
get your
hard
credit
at
for all of
UE.
that.
My first C ever was at UE.
You see, it's a lot. They mark hard. They're very hard at that.
Yeah, but you know, if you want to be like a doctor, there's nothing wrong with going to Spartan. If that's where you can go to right now.
Mm-hmm,
Not
mm-hmm.
everybody has to go to Cuba or Taiwan or so on, and you just have to trust the process.
That's the process. Definitely agree. Yes, I feel like, for example, when my best friend was going to university, she was like, "Yeah, let's go to USC, which is University of the Southern Caribbean." I felt like I wasn't mentally ready to go or do that. So I'm like, that's your journey. If you want to do that right now, go ahead, go and do that. But I'm not gonna force myself to go and do that when my mother already telling me, you know, that's the situation, that's where I'm stopping or whatever. And I felt like I needed experience, I needed to work and whatnot. So I allowed her to go. I supported her fully, but I tell her, I don't want to just go to school just to be my best friend or whatnot, and then it's not really what I want to do, and I'm not ready for it mentally, you know. That's just a recipe for disaster, I felt like.
Yeah. So does anybody in the chat have any questions? Wendy, are you still there?
Do you all have any questions? Are you putting lashes? Should I put lashes, or should we
I'm
put
not
a
putting
foundation?
lashes.
What's
I'm
that?
going to be putting, I said I'm not putting lashes. I'm going to be putting mascara.
Mascara? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'll just put mascara as well. I really went well. Um, another thing I wanted to ask you,
You want to ask me about Rotaract?
Yeah, how is your Rotaract journey? How is that? Tell us about that. How is being a president?
Being a president is Rotaract is like being a president of a Rotaract club is like having a child, honestly. You wake up in the morning and you're like, okay, what's going on with the club? This is my next meeting is, this is what I need to do. I need to message this person, I need to call this person. So it's a lot of responsibility, but I think it's helping me grow personally and professionally. So I've accepted the huge workload with grace.
With grace. I love that you mentioned with grace. Yeah, because it's
Yes,
a lot. Any leadership position is a lot. When you're dealing with persons, you're dealing with people, trust me, it is a lot.
yes, and it's also good experience. And Rotaract has been good experience for me professionally because one, it's allowed me to connect with a lot of professionals, but dealing with the club politics, as you know, is also a good practicing ground for your conflict resolution skills. Because if there's,
You broke up a little
I think I got disconnected.
bit.
Isha, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Just broke up a little bit. I'm not hearing you now.
Hello?
Hi, I'm hearing you.
I don't know if I'm still on.
I'm hearing you, but I'm just not seeing you. Like you just okay, I'm seeing you now.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Flo, for your coverage.
Your super coverage. Okay,
Yeah.
so you were saying that as being a retroactor, it's
Yeah,
like
I was
being a
saying that.
president is like a baby, but you have met a lot of persons and whatnot.
Yeah, and I mean, Rotaract has changed my life. It's really helped when I've traveled for work because I was able to go to different islands and instantly have a group of friends there. And I
Yes,
mean, it's really hard to explain how a complete stranger can be your friend. But when you meet someone that is also a Rotaractor and you just know that, you guys have the same ideals, you stand for the same thing in the community, you have all bonding qualities that just allow you to easily connect with people because you're so like-minded already.
yes. Let me tell you, normally I go on a few road trips with my husband, and I don't know why I went, but I've been seeing it all over the place, like road trip this, road trip that. And every time I see it, I'm like, I get so excited. I'm
You
like,
need to join a
yeah,
club, Keisha.
I know. I'm like, baby, look, I was a part of the daughter club because Rotaract is like the daughter club from Rotary. I was a part of a daughter club um from Rotary, and look, I'm seeing it all over the place. That's to tell you, when you're part of a global community, it's just so helpful because you meet persons all over the world and they respect you when they know your cause, what you represent, what you do, you volunteer, you give back. It's very, very good to be a part of a volunteer group like that when you're able to network. Networking is very important, and that's one of the things that I learned. Even being a part of Rotaract, I learned that's why I get my voice. That's why I get my backbone. Because if you're
And
not
that's how we
strong,
met.
then if you're like, and yes, and that's where we met exactly. If you're not strong in Rotaract, they teach you a life. They teach you how to gain a voice, how to speak up for yourself, how to empower yourself, how to help others, and I just really love it. But with
And how
everything,
to, and the most important thing Rotaract teaches you is how to execute a project, how to take, oh, I want to
that's
feed
right.
50 people, and how to actually make it happen, how to, organize these big events. Because a lot of the time you see these big events, it's a bunch of, young 20-year-olds behind it that are just trying to put together their resources. And it's been a good journey. That's all I can say. It's a very good journey, and I'm enjoying it. Join the Rotaract Club of South St. Lucia. Send me a
Yes,
message
yes.
if you're
If you have
interested.
a club that you're part of, Rotaract is a very good club. Let me tell you, because of Rotaract, I was able to even help my very own club called Rise Up. And in the past, that is something that I would never be able to do, but I did it. I did so many things because of Rotaract. So I have to always be thankful for my experiences as a Rotaractor. Right now, I'm using the uh, L'Oreal Paris it has this thing on top of it. It's infall, whatever. It's a mattifying primer, a base primer. I can really see everything on there.
Yeah, well, I'm using my Becca Ultimate Coverage Foundation. I'm going for a light look today. I'm just putting a little bit of foundation on where I need.
Like
So
coverage.
yeah.
Because the eyes are full already. I'm done with my eyes. I did a cut crispy look.
Yeah.
And I'm
I feel
going
like I got darker because this foundation is looking so much lighter on me.
uh-huh. Well, for me, since I moved, I really got this because of Corona and everything, I'm indoors really. So I actually got a little bit lighter. But it's okay when I put my when I highlight my face, it just brings everything together, so it's not too bad. But my foundation is just a little bit too dark for me right now.
Yeah. Honestly, makeup looks so scary like when you're in the middle of it. When you're doing it and you're just like, is this gonna look good? Is this gonna
Yeah, so it's important to trust the process. It's very important to trust the process because what, once you're doing it, that's the messy times. It doesn't look good, but when it's done and completed and everything's set after an hour, looks flawless.
and it's makeup. Wash it off. If you don't like how it looking, wash it off.
Yeah,
I think
That's how
sometimes
it
people
looking.
make such a
Check it
big
out. And
deal
people,
about things,
yeah. Some people
you know?
they're scared. They don't want to just, when they do something, do it once. Yeah, like I said to Donna last week, learn how to fail and fail forward. Fail 1,000 times. It's important to fail. Whatever field that you're really passionate about it, just keep on doing it. Even if you fail, feel okay to fail 1,000 times until you get there. That's what life,
Mhm.
that's what life is about, and that's what life should be about.
Of course. What's
I
the
feel like
funny?
sometimes, do you feel like there's a pressure that we get sometimes if we fail and then we just want to give up?
I think we do, and that's very natural. Because growing up, I don't know if it's maybe the way we're cultured, like the way our parents raise us or the TV shows, but we just sometimes think, that everything is going to be perfect in the real world or when we grow up. But maybe we have to be more open to setbacks. Maybe it's the media we consume. Because think about it, we're on social media, we watch TV shows, and everything always has a happy ending, eh?
Yeah, that's
So
very
maybe,
true.
we're just like culturally, it's a culture thing where we just are afraid to fail because we don't see many examples of people failing.
Yeah, I think we don't see many examples of people failing and yet they try 1,000 times and they succeed. I think we need more advocacy in that regard, more people being open to, failing and letting persons know, because social media only paints the picture of, oh, I got this degree, here's my certificate, but they don't show you that time where, oh, I got this D in this paper, I had to retake the exam, I did it again. I think more
The
lessons
time I
in
called the professor at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I think persons, I really think like we need to just, be more open and let persons know the journey, because a lot of people, they don't try, they don't do anything in life just because they're scared to take that leap, take that chance and fail at it. And I feel like it's better to try and fail than to do nothing at all. Like they say, it's better to love and lose than to have never loved. I try to make that clear.
But at the same time, you have to be a little cautious sometimes. That doesn't mean just throw things to the wind and just go about living your life like there's no tomorrow. You still have to take calculated risks. That's what I think life is about.
That's true, but different persons it have worked for them, and so you have to find out what really works for you. Yeah, because I know people that just live life like there's no tomorrow, and there are people who take calculated risks and whatnot. But sometimes you may never really know whether something might not work or whether it will work, depending on whether you take that risk. So
Not
I
only,
just go for it.
yeah, I also feel like you are in charge of your own destiny.
And also because people are quick to belittle you, yes. So if you take that course, you didn't excel in it, like they belittle you on that, they joke you,
And
they
they'll
make you
do like
feel like
the celebrities, do like Kim Kardashian, take your L in silence. In silence, you know?
yeah. And I feel like it depends on what happened to you. You need to know how to take that experience and launch yourself. I always believe, like for example, if somebody do a bad thing like Kim Kardashian, when she had the porn with Kanye, what who she had it with Kanye West, of course.
Reggie.
Yeah. Before?
Reggie.
Oh, ma'am, sir. But when she had the phone with the guy, she took that experience, she took all the clout that she got from that experience, she made her business. That's how she became a millionaire. So all marketing is good marketing. Everything bad that is happening to you is something good, because look how she turned a bad experience into a positive one. The same way with her sisters, when she started her makeup line, because she started to do these lip fillers thing, and people had this people who were saying how she faked whatever, whatever. Boom, she launched
her lip gloss line, and she made it millions in tutus. So yeah, so she said people are quick to belittle you as opposed to uplifting you. And she said, "Epi,
I
that's
think the answer to that is more self confidence because you always be criticized as a person. So you just have to be able to say, I I'm okay with being imperfect, you know. I'm okay with being just who I am. You have to love yourself more than anybody else can and ever will. And maybe that's why I able to just brush things off because at the end of the day, I love me and I know what's wrong with myself. There's nothing you can tell me about myself that I don't know already.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. I think going down to the meat of it all, you really need to have a good self esteem and good self confidence because, like I was telling Donna last week, regardless of what somebody tell you, whether they give you a positive feedback or negative feedback, you need to be strong enough to just neutralize that. Somebody give you a positive feedback, they tell you, "Hey, you're doing really well in this in that regard." Just say thank you and keep on moving. And they give you a negative feedback, neutralize it the same way and keep moving on because you cannot let that keep you behind on your goals or what you're trying to do. You need to use that and just motivate yourself and keep on going. Whatever you get, use it as a motivation and keep on going, keep on moving. Because I know persons just because they fail once in life and somebody tell them, "Oh, you cannot do that, whatever, look at you." They just give up. So we need to learn whether we get a positive feedback or negative feedback to just neutralize that and then do what we have to do. It's not about them, it's about you. Anel said you have to be strong minded to take a loss, to take an L, and for it to be known by many and to push through. Because a lot of people they play small, they play small in life just because they don't want to do something huge, something big, something that will put them out there, and just because they don't want people to see them, if I lose, what if people see me lose? They will joke me, they will do me this, and I find that's just not living your life. 95% of people in this world, they just don't live out of their comfort zone because of what they think other people will see or how they will react to what they do. And I find that's not living my best life. And for me, I'm committed to living my best life. I'm committed to making mistakes. I'm committed to becoming my best self,
I'm committed
improving.
to me.
Yeah, I'm committed to growth. Life is a lifelong journey, a lifelong growth process. And that's what I do. One thing I always take for myself, I always say to myself, if I am 80, would this bother me right now? Would I feel like bad about it or not? And I'm like, no, hell no. I'm like, okay, sis, well, go for it. Do it. Don't care about what people think or what people say, what people do. Do it for you. And it's
I
like
also
the
think that
positivity.
part of
Amen.
women empowerment is encouraging women to know that they are in the driving seat of their life. And at the end of the day, you know how what's the best kind of freedom to have? Financial freedom.
Amen.
And you know, we push young women too much into depending on people,
Yep.
whether it be their parents or a boyfriend or
The
a husband
spouse.
or something.
Yes.
And you at the same there's nothing wrong with a man helping you or your parents helping you or so on, but at the same time you have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. If something
Preach it.
sometimes I see some women, right, and they with a man, and yes, everything going good and dandy for them, but what if the man dies? 2 months you
Yeah.
have because you cannot manage it. Let me tell you, if you
Mhm.
marry a millionaire, you better learn how to manage millions.
I tell you, I
Because
definitely agree.
I'm going to
Yeah,
use this
in that
blush.
regard, I just set my face with a foundation that matches my skin tone with the Fit Me broke, so I just finished crush it and I powdered it on my face. Yes, in that regard, yes, it's very important. It's very important to empower yourself. But I know, like with cultures like St. Lucia, a lot of the men, like where they get you, that's where they want you to remain. Yeah. It's
Well, as
very
for
important to push
admin,
yourself because sometimes you don't have the support from your immediate family. So what you get the support? You don't have the emotional support. Persons don't push you, they don't believe in you, and you don't have the financial support. So how would you advise somebody who feels like they're so overwhelmed, they have a dream and they don't have the support around them to push them to do the dream? Because trust me, I've been there. So let me hear what you have to say about that.
okay, so I would advise that person to plan.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are in bed at night or you scrolling or something, go to the beach with a notebook. Sit down, go in the garden with a notebook, sit down, dream like you a little child again. Dream like you 15, 17 years old and you have no idea of these limiting factors. And put down everything you want to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's the difference between having dreams and having a goal is actions.
Yeah,
So you say
very
you
true.
want to get your degree. What are the steps to getting your degree?
Right.
After you enroll, after you find a suitable university that fits your budget, your criteria, whatever you have to do, because there's so many options. I wish people knew the vastness of the internet that they use on their phone every single day. There's
Yeah.
something you can get almost anything for free on the internet if you look hard enough,
Mhm.
right? So put the steps that you need to get your dream. So after you get into school, then you need to study, you need to pass your exams, you need to do this and that. You have to put your actions for your goals and say, okay, so if you want to start a business, the first step to starting a business in St. Lucia is the name search. Go online, get the document, fill it out, print it. You know, there are lots of
Right.
things that we can do for ourselves, and I firmly
Go
believe
and
that
check
if
to see
God,
whether that there is not another business with that same name. Go to the registry to see.
yeah,
Yeah.
I am of the firm belief that if God sees you actively working towards something, He will not leave you deserted. Eh?
Amen.
I went into lipstick because I'm basically done.
Okay. Wow. So I'm the one that just wasting time. Yeah,
No,
because I
I'm just a
highlighted my
very
face.
simple person when it
Yeah.
comes to faces.
I highlighted my face. I'm gonna highlight and contour, set it, and then I'm gonna be done.
Yeah, but what I was saying was, everything you want is achievable if you work hard enough.
Yeah. I always believe that the dream is in the
And you may
action.
have to work harder than Solhé, you may have to work harder than Keisha, you may have to work harder than Anil and Wenya, and that's okay.
Yeah. The dream is in the action. Sometimes you already have that support. You have the team behind you pushing you that can even do half of the work and you just have to do the other half. Unlike me that have the same dream, I have to work 4 times as hard. Yeah, that's why a lot of people tell you when you come up in the stage, you have to work 4 times as hard because the system is already built for its own. So it's true. So you might have to work harder than somebody, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you will not reach where you want to reach. So you always have to push. Yeah, like that people, for example, they start a YouTube channel, boom, they already reach their goal, they go viral, whatnot, because they circle who they have, what they do. But you don't have these resources. You might not have the financial resources to buy certain apps or persons to push it for you or whatnot. But that doesn't mean you cannot do a live every day and then promote your own YouTube channel or whatnot to reach where you want to reach. So you just have to take the necessary steps and do what you have to do. According to Anel said, just do it. Yeah,
Yeah,
just do it and stop thinking about what that person will say because the moment we just release ourselves from what people have to say, what they think, what their judgments are, I think that's when freedom begins because you allow yourself that space, that comfortability to be able to just launch yourself, to fail if you have to succeed if you have to, because you allow yourself to just take the risk and just do it, you know? So it's
yeah,
important to give yourself that freedom. which is basically your mind. You need to work on your mindset, always have affirmations, and always keep yourself motivated as much as possible. Because, like I saw somebody posted, even if you have the talent, hard work will always beat talent when talent doesn't want to work hard.
And you need the ambition. Feed yourself and your goals. If you want to go to Barbados, take a picture of the Barbados flag and put it as your wallpaper on your phone. You know, every morning you think of it like, you know how every year people approach a new year, they make resolutions and so on. Do that with your goals. Write your goals up and put it where you brushing your teeth. You know,
Amen.
every morning remind yourself why you're working hard and what you're working to.
Amen. I
And
definitely agree with that.
and when you have big goals and big dreams, it's okay for it to take a long time. You understand? Rome wasn't built in a day. I think social
Yeah.
media has made life so much more difficult for us.
Amen. I keep on
And
saying that.
I personally have had to go and unfollow people that have, and the people, it's not like the people are bad influences or not my friend or something, but comparison is the thief of
People
joy.
of joy. If you feel like you need to just block out these people from your life, because
Yeah.
sometimes we sit on the wayside and we just watch what the other person is doing, and then we just almost becoming bitter on and envious about it, as opposed to just blocking what they're doing and focusing on ourselves. Focus on yourself, because that's the only way to reach the goal.
and
Yeah.
and not only that, but it also, I personally have found it like a bit difficult to enjoy my accomplishments, because honestly, the night of CXU results, I cried.
You cried?
Yes, because
Why?
I wanted to at least get 10 ones, and I got 9 ones and 4 twos. So I cried the whole night. I vexed. Instead of saying, Solhé, you got 9 ones. You understand what
Yeah.
I'm
So we
saying?
did not focus on the wrong things.
Of course. And then sometimes you go on Instagram and then you see somebody posting their 10 ones and you feel bad. You forget that you have 9 ones yourself.
Exactly.
So clean your feed. I unfollow people that make me feel bad about myself, that make me compare myself to them. I
Amen.
guarantee you, because a lot of people tend to forget, like, we actually not that important in the grand scheme of things. The person not going to die because you unfollow them. They probably won't even notice.
I know.
I know, right?
It's
But
important.
you
And
torturing
I feel
yourself
like
every
Yeah, I feel like
you need to just like clear out your gram, your Facebook. If you feel like person like it's just itching your soul is not in line in tune with you, it's important to do that because sometimes we just compare then oh my goodness, we forget all the good things that God has blessed us with. We forget to become grateful.
But you
Yeah,
know what I forgot to talk about, Keisha? Friends, and why friends come into play with this. If your
yeah.
friends are not supporting your dreams, if your friends are not on the same path as you, not on the same level as you, I'm sorry to say it, but that friend
Mhm.
is not serving you, and you probably need to distance yourself from these people. Too often,
I have
we
mixed feelings.
I have mixed feelings about that, but Anna was speaking about that as well, and she was just saying, like sometimes I feel like you're on a journey. For example, I have friends, and then they're busy, like they're working. But look at Anna; she's working and she's making an effort to be in my life because she want to be supportive of me and my dream and my journey. So you are very right in saying that. But there are other persons. I understand, like people have their busy life. They never share your flyer. They never do this. They never ask you how can I come on or do something to, be a part of it to help you whatnot. They never
and
did.
and you need to cut
But
these people
when
out,
you
Keisha.
successful and you and whatever, that's when they want to say, oh, that's my friend, this, that, and the other. But when you were struggling on further journey, they were never there. So like you have to differentiate between, you know, your friendship, what type of friendship you have, your levels of friendship and everything. And it's okay that people are busy, but you can tell, like, for example, when somebody is really supportive, when somebody's just, one foot in, one foot out, and when
Not
somebody's just
only
not supportive at all.
not only that, but there's a reason they say, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. A lot of us need to cut off friends that people we've been friends with for maybe 5, 6, 7, 10 years of your whole life, simply because they don't add anything to your life. I'm not saying that friendships have to be transactional, but you definitely are supposed to be supported by your friends. And a lot of the time we feed into toxic friendships because of the length of time we've known the person.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We can hold on to friendship because of that, and the friendship is no longer serving you anymore. That's
And I
very
wouldn't
true.
even say it's a case of the friendship isn't serving you. I would say that it's doing you a disservice at this point in time.
Yeah, but let me tell you, I always love my day ones because my day ones were always there with me when I didn't have. So I believe in that as well. I don't believe in not necessarily just my new friends along the way. If you were there with me when I'm down, you're gonna be there with me when I'm up. I always
Yep.
believe in that as well. But being up, I have to see that you're supporting me in my journey, in my struggle going up. Don't just sit on the wayside and say, "Oh, that's my friend," whatever. How are you helping me on that journey? Are you motivating me? Are you pushing me? Are you sharing my flyers? Are you buying into my business for me to get, for me to go forward? Not just sitting there and expecting me as a friend to give you freeness and whatnot. How are you supporting me? And I always believe, even if you have a friend, you can buy my service. I don't have to give it to you for free. If I decide I want to give you it at the break-even cost, that's up to me. But you have to show me how you're going to support me and my dream. And a lot of people say that, they have friends and whatnot, and they don't do nothing. Yeah.
At the same time, you cannot be at level 5 and have friends at level 3 and then expect them to do for you as you would do for them, Keisha. Because
That's true. That's
they're
true. But
just not
but like
at
I
that.
said, there are some things that you can do for free. For example, you can just share your poster with 100 of your friends. That can go a long way. You don't have to actually pay for something. You can do some things for free. So
But
it's
what I'm saying is, I'm not even talking about that. Like, they may not be at that same mindset, okay? Because you have a business and you trying to start it and so on. You trying to grow your social media following and so on. If
yeah.
someone is not at the stage where they're trying to grow themselves in life, Keisha, that will not come to their mind.
I don't get you. Huh?
What I'm saying is that if you're not in a situation where you're trying to actively improve yourself or grow professionally or grow your business or something, then you would not think about how to grow someone else's business.
Okay, but what I'm saying, for example, what you're saying is basically, if I'm not into business and you solely are into business, and then you're already on stage 5 in your business and I'm not into business. So I don't have to share your flyer because you're into business, you're on level 5.
Well, first of all, nobody have to share your flyer, but what I'm saying is that
That's what I'm saying. That's why
what
I
I'm
told you
saying
I have
is
mixed feelings about this. I say
but
nobody's guaranteed to do anything for you. That's just how I think of it.
right.
Nobody's guaranteed to do anything for
But
you. You have to try
what
and
I'm
push.
saying, Keisha, is because you are in the mindset of growing and doing X, Y, and Z professionally, you would see somebody's business and you'd say, "Oh, let me share that flyer to help them increase their reach.
Yeah,
Let
I
me do this,
always do
let me
that.
do that." But if
Yeah.
somebody is ignorant to that life, if you understand what I'm saying, they've never been
Yeah.
in a situation where they had to grow a business or share a social media following or so on, then you cannot expect them to in turn support your business because sometimes they don't even know how. You understand? They don't know how much
But
sharing
sometimes
your
you ask
post.
them to, you share it in groups and you ask them to share, like, subscribe, share. But they just don't want to do it. They don't do it. They find that click is too much. So how do I categorize this type of people? That's why
Well, if you ask
I
them to
that's
do
why
it and
I
they
tell
don't
you
do it,
I have
then
a mindset that's what I have a mindset of nobody owes me anything, nobody have to do anything for me. Whether they do it or not, I'm okay with it. Like I said, the same way neutralizing everything. Yes, I would rather the positive feedback because who doesn't like positive feedback? But you cannot just hold grudges against people because they didn't show up for you as you expected them to show up for you.
agree.
That is why I personally I have very, 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 very few expectations, especially of people.
Yes.
I put my
Keisha, let me
expectations
tell
on
you,
myself, not on people.
Keisha, the person who has hurt the person who's hurt my feelings the most has been myself. You want to know why? Because of my expectations of people.
Amen.
And if and that is the one place in life. If there's one thing people are going to do in life, it's disappoint you.
Mm-hmm. That's why you see my birthday
So
coming up there in 2 weeks. I don't expect nothing from nobody. I know when the moment comes, I am going to be responsible for making myself happy. I don't even depend on my happiness from my husband. If my husband don't give me nothing, he give me a kiss, I'll be the happiest person alive. Because I really don't try to expect anything from anybody. You
and
nobody
I think
calls me,
that is
I will be
so
the happiest
important.
person alive because I will be playing my music. I will be dancing away. I will be playing my gospel. I will be thankful just because I am alive. That's to tell you, I enjoy the finer things in life for me are the simple things, the things that I enjoy. Yeah, I don't look for like I don't want $1 million right away, although I'm working on that. But I'll be happy if I get it by surprise, let me tell you. But
Yes. A
I
lot
do
of
not look for
people
my
cannot
happiness in
make
this thing.
themselves happy, Keisha. A
Yeah,
lot of
they
people
look for happiness
cannot make
elsewhere.
themselves. So that is very much a skill that needs to be worked on, and I kind of blame the educational system, because we don't um train people to be very emotionally aware, to have emotional intelligence, these kind of things. So it is what it is.
I agree with you on that one. Yep.
A lot of people just can't handle the pressures of adulthood, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it
And
really
I
does.
think like the educational system, like you said, it doesn't really train us to be that leader,
Well,
that independent person, that emotionally available person for
secure.
ourselves. Yeah, and then when when you're secure as a person, then you're able to help others, to give back, to do so in a whole manner. Yeah, but it
Yep.
also stems from our backgrounds as well, how we were raised, what we went through, our experiences that sometimes cause us to just hold back and, not be totally vulnerable or be in a position of receiving, I would say. Yeah. But that was a very, very important point you made about, just having self-love and all of that and making yourself happy. That's super important. Like you said, when you
Yep.
expect too much from persons, you get disappointed.
Take care of yourself. If you cannot do
Mhm.
your nails, you can pay the $100 for the acrylic. Go to MNC and buy a bottle. They always on sale.
Yeah,
And
or
paint
buy
your
the
nails.
silicone. Let me tell you, sister, my birthday is coming up and I want to do my nails. I can do it because I did do a cosmetology course, which I had to go into business, but I decided, you know what, let me go into teaching because I will make money instantly as opposed to having my own cosmetology salon, whatever, which I regretted doing. I think I should have just went into business, but I wasn't mentally ready at the time, and that was one of the worst decisions that I did. But like I was saying that you need support. You need um look, I even forget my trend of thought. You need support and you need to believe in yourself. Tell yourself that you can do it, you will do it, you will have hurdles like everything in life, but you can do it. And as long as you believe that you can do it, God is going to hold your hand and take you through it. Definitely.
You know what else? I remember watching a video and somebody said, talk to yourself like you would talk to a baby.
Yes, that's a very
Okay?
good point.
Because sometimes we mess up and that's natural. And what do we say? Oh, you're so stupid. How could you do that? So on and so forth. But if you have a 3-year-old that come there and do something, you're going to tell a 3-year-old is stupid? Don't you say, oh, it's okay, it's fine that you fell and so on. And honestly, implementing that practice has helped me a lot in terms of my self-confidence, because I don't beat myself up as much, and I'm very forgiving of myself when I make mistakes.
Amen. Amen to that, sister. That's an excellent point. Remember when I was reading, I think it's the same book I was reading now, eh? Yeah, the person was saying that you need to take care of yourself like you are a baby. The same way when we take care of our baby, when we become adulthood, we no longer really have adults to tell us what to do, how to do it. So now is the time we need to really take care of ourselves and put ourselves on our priority list. I feel like with society now, especially as women, we're so hell-bent on being of service to others, as a wife, as a mother, because most persons in their 20s have kids and whatnot. And we're always there being of service to others, and we forget about, ourselves. So it's very important to put yourself on your to-do list, on your priority list, and tell yourself, okay, what is this one thing that I will do for myself today? As taking away from every other thing that you have to do. Yeah. We need to take care of ourselves and be very forgiving of ourselves. I was so hard on myself, but I realized when I just let go and allow myself to be free, make mistakes, that's when I was able to learn. When I was able to grow. Even last night, for example, yesterday, today is November 1st. Whoop, whoop, my month. Welcome, November bonds, Scorpio bonds. It's our time to shine, yes. So last night was Halloween, and my husband went out to a party. So he was telling me let's go, but I'm like, I'm feeling tired, so you can go to the party by yourself. But after it was like 9 o'clock, I'm like, did I just tell my husband to go to a party by himself and leave me in the house? So my mind started to play tricks on me so late. It's like I just started to feel scared. I say, OMG, take a ghost come there in the house, take me, today's Halloween in the house. Then I said, you know what? The mind is really a tricky thing, and it's really a powerful thing too. Whatever you feed your mind, that is the reality you're almost going to create for yourself, because thoughts become things. So I say, you know what? I will not allow my mind to control me in that regard. So after I told myself that, I just began to feel normal again. And I was feeling scared. So like, when I tell you scared, anxiety, I don't want to move. I don't want to come out from my bed sheet. But then when I told myself I will not allow my mind to control me and what I do, when I wanted to go to the washroom, I don't want to go solely, because I feel like if I cross from my room to the bathroom, I'm going to see a ghost on the stairway or something. So when I told myself I'm not gonna allow that, then I felt normal. I could have go about my business, and that goes to show you how sometimes when we implant fear in ourselves, in our minds and whatnot, we just stagnate ourselves. Yeah, so we need to get rid of all these things that
Of
are
course,
negative.
I feel your mind is definitely so powerful, because every time I think of Corona, my foot started to scratch me like I get in the cold.
Yes, exactly. If I
you
go
know,
out so late, that's when I feel in my foot kind of starting to fidget and do stuff. I'm like, much where we?
but there's a quote someone told me once, and it was actually my neighbor Joel, and he said, "What you think persists."
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with that. Because every time you think about something, you're feeding into it, you're giving it energy, you're giving it life.
Amen.
Why don't we give the good things more? Why don't we pay more attention to the good things and feed them more, instead of feeding into our fears and our worries and our anxieties? Maybe we need to feed into the good things of life more.
Amen. You put a little blush. I'm basically done.
Mm.
I powdered a lot today. I want to make sure. I want to see.
Yeah.
Sometimes
But
I try different looks just to see how it will come out and what works best for me. Yeah.
Yes, what do you think of the pink smoky eye?
It's really good. I'm happy that you mentioned it. I
Yes,
feel really girly today. Yes.
it's one of my go-to looks when I'm wearing like white. I find it really,
It brings it
better
out.
than the gold times.
Yeah. I remember when I went to um not a bachelor party, a mother to be party, and I wore pink with this white dress. Let me tell you, it was really popping. I really like it. I really loved it actually. It's sick.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not a makeup artist, so I'm not taking as long as Keisha. I
I
finished
just keep
already.
on adding since we're talking.
If
Whoa.
Keisha and I got my clothes on already, I sit down in the vehicle.
Yes, because you just unfinished, but I need to take my time to do it. Let me line
But
my lip. What lip you think I should do today?
I just want lip gloss.
And lip gloss.
Hi guys, hi everybody. You like my makeup?
It's really good. So like, although I'm not seeing purple, I think I need to put my glasses. Or you looking a little bit dark, but it looks
Can you see me
lovely.
now? Thank you.
Yeah.
It's very dark in St. Lucia. It's been raining for a few days now.
Oh, you know what that reminded me of the Christmas, not the Christmas Eve truffle, Hurricane Thomas 10 years ago. It rained like for an entire week, and that's when all the mudslides came. So I'm praying that this
It
doesn't
stops
happen
raining.
again. Yeah,
Me too. Because everywhere is so waterlogged right now. I'm just
and
sick of the rain.
saturated.
I'm sick of the rain. I need some sunshine.
Need some sunshine in your life.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there anything else that we want to highlight? What are your last few words? Because we're almost going into hours.
My last words, my closing statement is anything is possible if you put your mind to it.
Amen. And you just got to put the actions back. Remember that. Always remember the dream is in the action, and whatever it is that we want to achieve, always think about it, meditate on it,
Pray.
put it down, pray on it, put it in your wallet everywhere, and eventually thoughts becomes things. I firmly believe that. So definitely go after your dreams and believe that you can achieve it. It might take 5 years, it might take 10 years, but it will happen. Don't feel rushed because with most things it takes 2, 3, 4 years to actually come to fruition. So don't feel rushed because of social media. Put in the work, put in the effort, and you will see the output of that, whatever it is that you want to achieve of that dream. Yes. Okay, guys. Thank you for joining Makeup Sip and Chat
Yeah,
today.
so thanks everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Solhé, for joining
Thanks
us
to
today.
everyone
We
who
did this
came, my
pink
family
smoky
and
look.
friends.
Let me know whether you like it. Oh, I
Ooh.
didn't put my mascara. Let me just add the mascara. Oh, we did a pink smoky eye look today without lashes. Go after your dream, put in the action, and you will see it come to life. So this is the message for you guys today. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share because there's a power of sharing that maybe something that you may not be interested in, somebody else might be interested in. So don't forget to share my channel and subscribe, hit that notification bell so that when we come on, you will get the link and you can click on. All right. See you guys next week on my next episode of Makeup Sip and Chat. I hope you guys like today's look. We did this pink smoky eye look. I hope you guys like it. All right. Leave a comment down in the comment box below and see you next week. Thank you, Sohlé.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys. See you guys next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to my channel. Very Best by Verneuil-Joyeux. Bye.